You're listening to Winnipeg's Classic 107. My name is Simon Rusnak. Little Opera Company, with the support of Manitoba Opera, invites you to play along in a new virtual game show for opera lovers and trivia fans alike in all those arias. Director Rob Herriot joins me to tell us more. Hi, Rob. Welcome back to Classic 107.
Hey, it's great to be back. Thanks for having me.
Well, I'm so thrilled that you're here. We've all been watching a lot of online content lately, concerts, events, but I can't say that I've ever watched a virtual game show. What inspired this idea?
Well, but way back in the fall, I had a phone call from one of the artistic directors out west, and they said, "We want you to come out to work with us and to do a virtual concert, but we need you to take." It was a GNS concert. "We need you to take all of these songs and find a through line for them, so it's just not a concert." So I thought, okay. Um, so I went for one of my many, 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 many long walks, and about an hour in, I went, "Huh. What if we made it like a game show?" So we had the reason why I wanted to do that was because I think at this point we have all watched a lot of
We
stuff
have.
online. And I really wanted to give the at-home audience something completely different. So I came up with the idea of doing a game show and actually filming it, so that we would cast contestants and we would allow only 3 arias per episode, but we would have excerpts as well, and then 3 note segments and stuff. So it was like different steps to the competition, and then it would be hosted and filmed like a TV show. And so I proposed it. I ran it by my friend Marian Bernstein, who I trust with my life, and she said, "Yeah, that sounds kind of cool." So I knew that I was kind of in the right track. But then things blew up out west and things got shut down, and they said, "Well, I don't think we can do this." And I said, "Okay, great." So I went to Spencer and Robert and I said, "Hey, I got this idea kicking around. What do you think?" And they went, "Oh, wow, that's kind of cool." And I said, "Call Larry DeRoche at Manitoba Opera and see if he, is interested in having anything to do with this." And of course he said, "Yeah, we'll support you." And then the ball got rolling, and it just turned into this huge thing. Like, it was huge. It was like 3 episodes. I wrote and directed it. We cast it with wonderful actors and have this crazy host. And yeah.
I mean, I'm just so thrilled about it. I'm so glad that it's been picked up not only by Manitoba Opera, but with Little Opera Company as well. This sounds right up their alley, and you can see why Spencer jumped at the opportunity. Now, to backtrack a little bit, or to I guess expand on some of the things that you touched on. There's a few things that a game show needs, isn't there? And one of those is a game show host. Can you tell us about Victrola?
Victrola is played by a guy named Martin Atwood, and it is he is sort of he's classic, polyester game show.
Like, we
Also,
talking Bob Barker here?
kind of Bob Barker, but he's sort of like what was his name? Eubanks, who did the dating game. That sort of I'm
Yeah.
really happy. Sort of based on that stereotype, right? And then, but underneath, there's this answer the question. Like there's this acidic quality. So yeah, he's quite fun. But the contestants
And
that we
that's just and that's just what I was going to ask next. I mean, there's the game show host, but then the most important part are the contestants. So who are the contestants that you've lined up for all those arias?
Well, we have a local actor, Sharon Bajer, who's one like I love Sharon. She's great. And Raymond Sikorski, who is a longtime friend, of course, and just so genius. Who's the third one on that? It is Joy Loan, whose daughter I had worked with at Rainbow Stage. And Joy is such a wonderful human being that I really wanted an opportunity to get to know her and get to work with her. And so she came on board, such a great sport. And then the second was Rory Runnels. He's in the second episode. Rory is a well-known guy in the city, just a great brain. And he agreed to do it. And so I thought, I really want to get to know Rory a bit more, because we had only passed in, certain, uh, theaters or whatever. And then we had a guy named Joseph Savillo, who I knew from Rainbow Stage. And Joseph fills a room with such joyous energy, and he's such a good soul. I really wanted to work with him again, because of course I didn't get to at Rainbow because it didn't happen. And then Laura Secord Haid came on to be the third. So there's actually 3 episodes, but the first and third episode are the same contestants, because they're brought back because there was a mistake in the scoring, right? So that allowed us to work with only 6 actors, because we were limited in terms of numbers. So
now I am curious. I mean, you're talking about the contestants who are involved and how this is going to, I'm wondering how the game show itself works. I mean, is it a sort of blind listening and they have to buzz in to quickly identify, or is there something more than that?
well, how we did it, because we had contestants that some of them don't really know opera, right? So I thought, I'm not going to leave it to chance on air. I want the people at home to play along like we would with Jeopardy or
Yeah, of
whatever.
course.
But I wrote these characters specifically. So, and I gave them very specific names, like, Sharon's character is called Anita Mann, and she's a music history teacher. And Raymond is called Robin de Graves. He's a funeral home owner. So it was along this name game that my friend Mariam and I always play. Like, we come up with ridiculous book titles and then the names.
Well, just out of curiosity, I mean, Victrola, is that a reference to like the Victor talking machine, the phonograph? Yeah, you're
Yeah.
nodding along for radio. Okay, good. I just
Oh
wanted to
yeah,
make sure.
yeah.
Extra
Sorry.
clever. Okay, good.
Yes, I forgot about that. Yes, I came up with that name first, and I don't know how I did, but it during this walk, I was able to come up with all these names, and I would find myself laughing out loud, like Sally Forth as a flight attendant. Just stupid. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
In the
But
most wonderful way. Yeah, in the most wonderful way.
it's what I wanted, because we need that more than ever now. Just silliness. So the way that the game show works is that we filmed, which was so tricky to do because there's so many regulations about filming live singers, and it came really down to the wire. We used a Tom Hendry, the MTC warehouse, and they provided a service like nothing in this country. It was remarkable. And the technicians were wonderful, and we were all a cast and a family by the end of it. So we filmed 9 arias. And so the way that the game show works is that the contestants come on and they played the first aria, and that is with the singer on screen. And then they're had to buzz in and get the answer or not get the answer. And you see their characters start to develop, and how Raymond's character has no clue about opera, but he's a game show addict. Because he has no clue about opera, so his answers reflect that. And the competition is really strong. And then there's the second segment, which is just bits of arias. So we have just pieces, usually the beginning of something, but it's only about 2 phrases long, and they have to guess. You have to guess on all of these. You have to guess what opera, who's singing it, and why they're singing it, for bonus points. And then we hear another aria, another full aria, which is on the screen. And then we come back and we hear a 3-note segment. So we have 3 3-note segments where the piano just plays the opening line of the aria, and it's brutally hard.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, I've got flashbacks to, music history class when the prof would drop the needle and say, "What are we listening to?" That's exactly what this sounds like within an opera context.
That's why I remember doing that at University of Toronto, and I would be like, "What, really? Eric Copeland, who knows?" So I think I wanted that element to be in there, and so I ran it by friends of mine who are opera singers. And I hummed the tune. I would hum like da da da. And my one friend in Toronto, she went, "Oh, that's so familiar. Give me another note. Da 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 da. Oh, I know. It's so and so or whatever." And so she got it right away. But some others, like I tried it with Spencer, and we were stumping each other. It was very fun. But it so it allows the people at home to test their skills. And of course, there's some people who are going to go, "Oh, that," within the first two bars, they're going to go, "Of course, I know what that is." So
I mean, it sounds like you put together just such a novel idea here. And I think what is just so exciting is whenever a game show is going on, whether you're a contestant or whether you're watching at home, you feel invested. You feel like, oh, I need to interject. I need to yell at my TV or my computer screen or my little tablet, whatever I happen to be watching it on, saying like, look, I do know this. And even if no one hears me, it's just that satisfaction that is there. So I think that's what's so wonderful about all those arias. It's going to test people. It's going to challenge people. It's going to be a ton of fun. And Rob, I want to thank you so much for telling us a little bit about it today on Classic 107.
you're very welcome. Just one more thing though. You can play along at home because you can use the comment section. You're
Yes.
instructed at the beginning. Once the bell rings and the aria is done, you can write down what you think it is.
So it is a
So
very real play along. It's not just yelling into the ether. It's you're actually right there involved, and people can compete against a friend even if they want to that way.
yeah, for sure.
Oh, fantastic. All those arias runs from Thursday, April 29th today through Tuesday, May 25th. Episodes released weekly on Little Opera Company's YouTube channel, and we'll have all the links up at classic107.com.